Welcome to Also Cool Sounds Like. This season, we're featuring the stories and creative journeys of Montreal musicians. We're having conversations about where their musical inspiration comes from, what keeps them going, and what finding their place in the Montreal music scene has been like. I'm your host, Gwen.
And I'm your other host, Aviva. Each episode, one of us interviews a musician or band to learn about their craft.
For this episode, I sat down with local alternative R&B artist Janette King, who's based right here in Montreal, but she's from Vancouver.
One of my favorite songs of Janette is You Don't Love Me, which you'll hear in this episode, and you'll get to hear about what it's about. I love that song. I've listened to it on repeat many times.
Yes, the music video for that song is amazing. It's another great walking through the streets of Montreal type music video, but it has a lot of great choreography, and it features a friend of the podcast, Maurice, who is featured on the last episode. The other thing that I also really love about that track, You Don't Love Me, is it has that sample from a Lauryn Hill speech, and I think that that's something that Janette does really well, is her deployment of samples, not just with speeches, but with songs that she chooses, and I think that that comes from her experience as a DJ as well.
Yeah, she's got a lot of influences, and she is working on an upcoming album, so we're really excited to hear that when it comes out.
Yes.
Soon, hopefully.
Well, should we dive into the interview?
Yeah, let's get to it.
All right. Welcome to the show. This episode was brought to you by Dispatch Coffee. Visit www.dispatchcoffee.ca to try a coffee bag for home or coffee subscription today, and get 20% off your first order when you use code ALSOCOOL at checkout.
Lately when we meet up, it feels like something's wrong. I don't wanna believe that all our love is gone.
My name is Janette King, and my act is also Janette King.
To dive right in then, how would you describe the music that you make?
I guess I describe it as emotional music built on a foundation of R&B mixed with alternative elements like electronic music and pop.
When did you decide that you wanted to become a musician, and how did you get to your current project?
I started with my pen and paper. I started writing poetry when I was 11. It's funny. When I was in grade 7, I joined a jazz band and I played electric bass. That was kind of my first instrument, and I really loved it, and kind of just evolved to guitar from there, and then from there piano. I don't know. I think I've always wanted to just be myself, and I kind of was in a few different bands and had different experiences, kind of being in a ska reggae pop band, and then did an electronic duo thing. And I sang backup for a few people. So I think I've always wanted to just be Janette King and explore that. And now I feel that's been very rewarding. I don't think that I have a persona really. I'm just I'm just me. The thing about me in general is that I have so many different sides. So I have a very mask side. I have a feminine side. I have times where I want to be more electronic. I want to be more R&B. I think my blessings come from the fact that I'm just really, literally, utterly myself. I pour a lot of my energy into my vocals. And I think that when people go listen to my music, yeah, they listen to the soundscape and the frequencies, but I think they go to listen to the words as well and how I'm singing.
Are there specific artists that you feel influence you, or are just personal favorites?
I love Kimbra. I love Kalela. I love J Dilla. I love old hip hop, Wu-Tang. It's funny. I have so many different inspirations. I think the biggest inspiration might be Sade and Michael Jackson, if I were to pick two.
Is it really them or their potential is the thing you're seeking just all?
As Janette said, she started writing poetry when she was really young. I asked her why she has continued to write and use poetry in her lyrics.
I think it's always just been kind of therapeutic for me, honestly. Sometimes I write words down and I don't know what it means until a year later when I look back and I was oh wow, I was really talking about how I was feeling about this situation and I didn't even realize that I was even feeling that, you know? you channel some sort of inner energy and you express it on the page, and then people get to read it or listen to it, and they can like see themselves in the music or the words. And I think that it's all just about therapy.
What themes then do you feel like come up the most for you when you're writing lyrics or poetry?
I think I'm always writing about some sort of heartbreak. I think like whenever things are like painful, like extreme pain is like the thing that I write about the most. I think it's what comes out the easiest.
A man comes into my life and I have to compromise? What is compromising? Compromising for what? Compromising for what reason? To compromise for what?
Janette's first album, What We Lost, came out about a year ago in June 2021. We discussed how she used some of the music to work through the big themes of rejection and independence, especially on the lead single, Cool Me Down.
If I had to put a theme to this album, or like some sort of cohesive idea of this album, it kind of was all just about going through the highs and lows of a breakup that I had. And I think that that's part of the breakup. Like at some point you come back to yourself and you see yourself as like a person outside of this relationship or outside of the breakup and the feelings that come with it, and you kind of start to reclaim your power. I was really feeling that with this whole breakup and towards the end, and I think that that's why I expressed it so much in this album. Because yeah, there's so many parts to a relationship. It's not just like the infatuation or the heartache, but it's also like the reclaiming of yourself when it's over.
With a title like You Don't Love Me, you can bet Janette continued to play with this theme of rejection. We talked a little bit more about the creative process that went into that song and the unlikely sample used at the beginning from Lauryn Hill. She also spoke about how quickly the song came together since it was based on her personal experience.
We decided to put Lauryn Hill talking about love and how, you know, you got to work at it. But that was the icing on top of the cake.
Love is an incredible thing, and we don't know love like we should. We always talk about I have unconditional love. Unconditional love, we don't even know it, because if a person stops stimulating us, we stop loving them. You're not interesting to talk to anymore. Goodbye.
This song was basically about like being in a relationship with someone when you can sense that their energy is shifting, but they're not like sharing their feelings with you, and so you're left wondering if they're still there and if they still care, and then it leaves you feeling unsure, and then maybe it inspires them to feel unsure, and then it's like this back and forth thing where it's like, is this really what you want? And just like asking for honesty. Yeah, it just came out. I wrote the song in like 10 minutes.
Already giving up on us. I don't really want to fake it. I don't really want to force it. I just really wanted to feel organic. I don't really care for fake.
When do you feel most motivated to write music?
I think I'm the most inspired in terms of the year in the fall, like the end of fall, going into the beginning of winter. I don't know, there's something about the having to say goodbye of summer that like stirs me a little bit, and also like you're starting to be more inside, and there's like a little bit of seasonal depression that happens, and like I think I start to reflect on things, how the year went, or like things that make me sad. And I like write the most music when I'm sad, honestly. It's weird.
Our sponsor for today's episode is Dispatch Coffee. Dispatch delivers traceable and ethically sourced coffee from small-scale farms to doorsteps across Canada. Their beans are expertly roasted in Montreal, which ensures your coffee will be fresher and higher quality than what you can get in the grocery store. Visit www.dispatchcoffee.ca to try a coffee bag for home or coffee subscription today and get 20% off your first order. Use code ALSOCOOL at checkout. Janette studied piano and music theory in Vancouver before moving to Montreal. I wanted to know more about how this training affects the way she creates and performs.
I think that school definitely changed the way that I write music in terms of like knowing what a scale is and knowing like how chords fit together and how you can pivot to different keys, and that's definitely inspired my writing and changed it, because before I would just do things by ear. Like I knew what felt good and what didn't feel good. So a lot of the times I was writing these really strange and complex chord progressions, not because I was doing it intentionally, but just because it was like, oh, this sounds nice, you know? So now like that I have the music theory under my belt, it's like good and bad, because now I can be more intentional with what I write, but then also maybe sometimes I don't go to these like weird chords because I know that it's like a little bit out of the key.
You find it. You don't know where it will carry you. And it is a terrifying.
Unconditional is a bit of a departure from the other tracks on What We Lost. The beat is slowed down, the tone is heart-wrenching, and Janette's voice is deeper and sweeter. We talked more about what sets this song apart.
I think Unconditional is kind of about knowing that nothing is perfect, and we can have this like idea of what a relationship is and then feel completely lost in it, and just like kind of reminding yourself that like no one can be your all and nothing could be exactly perfect, and no one's perfect and people make mistakes. Not just letting things go just because it's not exactly what you want in this world of like Tinder and like things just being so easily available, that I think we think that we have like a bunch of options, and you know, and for the most part we do, but sometimes just reminding yourself that like things that are great take work.
And live inside the moment where love is not so fragile. It's unconditional. Let go of expectations and live inside the moment where love is not so fragile. It's unconditional.
I mixed this whole track myself, and it just started off with the keys, I think. And I wanted to make a song that the chords were kind of created with my vocals. The chords are actually me singing each note, and then it just kind of evolved from there. I just spent a lot of time on my computer and then popped it out.
It's never gonna feel like perfect partnership. That doesn't exist. You have to surrender your heart. Truth is that
Janette shines in front of the camera. You can see how at ease she is performing just by watching the singing and choreography in some of her music videos.
I love making music videos because I love being on screen. It's like one of my favorite things to do. I love being on stage. Like if I had to choose between recording and performing, I would definitely choose performing. I started my career like with music as a dancer. I loved Michael Jackson. I loved him so much and I was obsessed. And I would like watch his videos. I would record it onto a VHS and I would like press pause and rewatch it and learn all the steps. And then I would like perform it for my family. And then I started dancing. I joined a dance team. I went to nationals in my dance team in high school. And I was really into dancing until I met someone from a band named the Boom Booms in Vancouver, and they asked me to sing backgrounds for them, and that's kind of how I started my musical career as a background singer.
What are some things that you enjoy about performing live then?
I love how I can connect with my voice, and then through that I get to connect with the audience. It's almost like a healing session, or like, you know, when you go to yoga and like people are breathing together, like the teacher tells you to inhale and then exhale and then you're breathing together. That's what it feels like when I'm on stage. It's like we're breathing together, like in this room. We're like exchanging energies. They're giving me energy and I'm giving it back. And I think there's no other thing like it. It's profound for me.
Are there any things about it that you find difficult, or is it just smooth sailing?
No, I don't like talking to the crowd.
Okay.
Well, like, it's not that I don't like it. I'm just not very good at it. Like, in the moments where the music is done and I have to, like, speak now, it's like, that's the part where I'm like, oh, I'm nervous. But then as soon as the music's going and I'm singing, like, it's like, all the nerves go out the window.
This was just one of those things that would subside.
As always, since this is a show about Montreal musicians, I had to ask Janette what she thought of the city's music scene and what sets it apart.
I would say very experimental and very welcoming. Like, people are so open to coming and checking out your shows. I think it has something to do with the fact that traveling in the city is really easy. You can get so many places so fast because of the metro system. It makes it easier for people to come out to shows. I think that moving to Montreal was kind of like, you know, a godsend for me in my career as an artist.
Are there any challenges that you feel like you faced in the music industry in general?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely an element of gatekeeping. It's like, if you don't have the network, like if you don't have the contacts for so-and-so who runs this festival, you're probably not going to get in it. And so there's a huge element of like networking that has to happen in this industry. And if you're a shy person, like, it's going to make it so hard for you to get anywhere. Yeah, that's kind of like a hindrance. And also like access to financial aid.
I was curious to know, if you weren't doing music, what else would you be doing?
If I didn't get into music, I probably would have gotten into become a naturopath or something.
Oh, yeah?
I love like healing, any jobs that have to do with healing. I became a natural hairdresser, focusing on natural hair products with people that have curly hair or Afro-textured hair.
Mm-hmm.
So that was definitely like a great career shift for me for a little while. And at the moment, I'm actually studying to become a web developer as well.
Oh, nice. Looking ahead, what are your aspirations for the future with your music?
I'm looking at making a new EP, looking at kind of going back to my basic roots of being a bit more acoustic, like less produced, like less electronic, and being more kind of on the R&B vibe. I'm really excited about that, working with some of my favorite producers and like best friends, and like building a band. We're creating a band that we're going to go on tour with. Yeah, just looking forward to 2022, looking forward to touring happening more and just being more able to share my music with people. I'm just so excited about this band because every single person is ridiculously talented and I just love them so much. It's going to be so much fun when we're on tour because we're just going to have the best time, you know?
I've been on my grind and now you're slowing down. Don't give me that look and think you're gonna try to cool me down.
What are you hoping people will gain from listening to your music?
Oh, I just hope that they feel themselves in the music. That's all. I hope that when they're listening to my music, they're actually listening to their own experiences and they're able to reflect. They're able to see their reflection inside of the soundscapes and feel heard and seen because like they're not alone in it. That's my biggest hope with my music, is that people just feel it.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Oh my God, thank you. And yeah, this was really great. Thank you for having me.
But that real love, that love that sometimes is difficult to have, that's that love. And that's a confidence builder.
This season of Also Cool Sounds Like is hosted, produced, and edited by me, Gwen Roley, and Aviva Lessard, in collaboration with Also Cool magazine. Shout out to the Also Coolers Malaika Astorga, Zoe Argyropoulos Hunter, and Rebecca Judd for their editorial support. Our intro music is by Jacob Lessard, and the show's artwork is designed by Christina Rivera. This episode was brought to you by Dispatch Coffee. Check out the magazine at alsocool.com or on Instagram at alsocoolmag. You'll find some bonus content of the artists you hear on this very podcast. We'll include a link to Janette King's socials and streaming in the show notes. Don't forget to rate and subscribe to this podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. If you would like to be featured on the show or want to recommend an artist, email us at podcast@alsocoolmag.com. Thanks for listening.